Well, hey everybody, here it is Friday again, October the 25th. My goodness, how time flies. Well, today's shout out, we're just doing one channel, and it's a very special shout out. It's for a channel called Aircrafts and Trains. And the proprietor of that channel, the young gentleman who does some wonderful videos on aircrafts and trains, is celebrating on this very day, October 25th, his 19th birthday. So happy birthday to you. And I encourage you that are watching to go over to Aircrafts and Trains and wish him a happy birthday. And check out his offerings on his channel. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. So happy birthday to you again. You only turned 19 once, and that was, for me, that was so long ago I don't think I can even remember it. Nope. Anyway, so there's our special shout out for today, Aircrafts and Trains. Alright, let's move on to our next item, which is of course our story of the week. And in keeping with our October theme, we'll just carry on with another ghost story. So let's just do that now, shall we? Whoops. Today's story is called The Curious Case of Amantha Hatch. This peculiar story and obituary was originally published in the November 22nd, 1907 edition of the Kansas City Journal. Sometimes the veil between the living and the dead can become surprisingly thin. There have been many cases in which the severely ill and dying are provided glimpses of the afterlife and a foreknowledge of the date and details of their own demise. However, not so common are stories of people who are in fairly good health who make a similar prediction. Amantha Hatch was a 58-year-old wife and mother of two who lived in Peru, Kansas, about 80 miles west of Baxter Springs. Mrs. Hatch had traveled from Peru to Kansas City unexpectedly in order to visit her son, Dr. F.J. Hatch, and his family. At dinner one evening, Mrs. Hatch calmly said to her son, "Do you know I'm going to die tonight?" Dr. Hatch was naturally taken aback by Mrs. Hatch's statement. She was not the type of person to make odd or eccentric statements, and there was a sincerity in her voice that was a bit unsettling to Dr. Hatch. Had she been diagnosed with a terminal illness? It could be quite understandable if a person in such a state had made a statement like that. However, Amantha Hatch was in good health and had no known medical conditions. After dinner, Mrs. Hatch retired to her bedroom. She had requested that her son bring family photographs so she could look at them. Her son did as he was asked, and gathered up the photographs for his mother and closed the door behind him. There have been reports that Mrs. Hatch was heard speaking and laughing from behind the closed door, as if she were holding a conversation with somebody. Perhaps she was. While Mrs. Hatch was in the bedroom looking at the photographs, Dr. Hatch heard a knock on the front door. He answered it, and a courier delivered a telegram that had been sent by his father, Mr. Hatch, Amantha's husband. The telegram was to inform Dr. Hatch that he would be coming to Kansas City on the next train from Peru. He came shortly thereafter. Later that evening, Dr. Hatch and his father were talking about strange events that had recently transpired. According to Mr. Hatch, he had an overpowering urge to come see his wife in Kansas City because he felt that her life was in danger. Soon, Mrs. Hatch opened the bedroom door and asked to speak to both of her children and her husband individually. After saying her piece to each of them, she closed her eyes and died peacefully a short time later. Her son was quoted as saying, "She did not seem to die, but rather gain a new life, even up to the last. With a kind word for everyone on her lips, she passed out of this life." Mrs. Hatch's body was returned to Peru, Kansas, the next day. There have been no reported accounts of Mrs. Hatch's ghost being observed in either Kansas City or in Peru. However, there is little doubt that Mrs. Hatch definitely had a very uncanny sense of her untimely death. And that's the end of the story. So isn't that strange? This lady who is in perfect health tells everyone she's going to die that night. And then after saying her piece to all of her family members, closes her eyes and quietly passes on. That is a bit odd and a bit strange. So there you have it. That's the curious case of Amantha Hatch from November 22nd, 1902, was it? I believe that's the date I said. No, 1907. There we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little story. And now it's time for the groaner. Well, most of you are familiar with the town of Flint Rock, where Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone and their wives abide, and with their children, was it Bam Bam and Pebbles, right? You know, and I believe Bam Bam is the son of Barney and his wife Betty, and Pebbles is the daughter of Fred and Wilma. Well, anyway, one day Fred and Barney are walking home from work at the rock quarry, and Fred says, you know, today wasn't too bad a day. Things went smooth. There weren't any problems, and it was a good day. And Barney says, yeah, it was a good day. I'm going to miss the place. And Fred says, miss the place? What do you mean, Barney, you're going to miss the place? Well, Fred, I'm quitting. I'm going to not work there anymore. What? How are you going to do that? You got to work. You got to pay your mortgage. You got to save money for Bam Bam to go to university. What do you mean you're quitting? Oh, Fred, he says, didn't I tell you? Betty and I have started our own business. So, yeah, I'm quitting because we're going full-time with our new business. No, you didn't tell me. What kind of business are you going into? We're going to do major, thorough bathroom cleaning for business, industry, and homes. What? Are you crazy? You can't make a living bathroom cleaning. Oh, yeah, we can. We've researched it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. We even have a name picked out and a slogan and everything. Oh, Barney, come on. You're pulling my leg, right? You're going to be back at work at the rock quarry on Monday, right? Nope. He says, guess what our slogan is, Fred? Guess what our slogan is? Fred says, Barney, I have no idea. What kind of slogan would you have for bathroom cleaning? And Barney puffs out his chest and goes, the scrubbing rubbles. We do the work so you don't have to. There you go. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Have a great weekend, my friends, and we'll see you on Tuesday as we do something fun in the kitchen. Until then, take care, stay safe, and God bless.